Hello everyone, welcome to byteVICE with David. Today we're going to be going over some basic concepts with Word 2016. Let's get started. So first of all, we're going to go over how to do a heading using the styles that are built into Word 2016. So let's just type the word heading and then we'll show you how to change it. So heading, and we want to use one of these default styles. All of these are various styles that are built into 2016. If you put your mouse on top of them, you'll notice that it actually changes the heading to match the style you've put your mouse on top. Let's just do heading 1, and we want to actually make this center. At the top here you have left, align left, which is what it's already on. You can do center, you can do right, and you can do justified. For this, we're going to just do centered. So let's click center, and let's press enter. It goes back to the left for us automatically. And they say, this is a test of bullets below. And so we want to add some bullets to this particular line. Up here, we have various different type of subcategories that you can do. You can add bullets. You can number. You can do the multi-level list, which is where you have like 1, and then slightly below that to the right, there's a 2 instead of directly below it. So for this particular example, we're just going to do straight up bullets. So click bullets, and you'll notice it puts the bullet there. And we'll say bullet test 1, and you'll notice that as soon as you press enter, it goes down a line and it keeps the bullet. So we'll just do bullet test 2, and if you press enter one too many times, you'll notice that it actually automatically turns off the bullet for you. You can also, if you hit backspace, it actually removes it as well. So now a few other things I want to go over is if you, in the upper left hand corner here, you have your default font that you have set up. You have your bold, italicized, and underline. Let's do a few of those. So let's actually bold the heading so we have it highlighted, and bold, and we'll do all three: italicized, underline. So you'll notice the heading is actually all three now. I do want to make one note real quick. If you highlight a heading or any portion here and you put your mouse on top of it, you'll notice that after you highlight it, you get this bar. This particular menu are the same items that you get in the upper left hand corner, plus you have a single button to pull up the styles. If you click this styles, it gets the same options that you had at the top. You also have the option here to bold, italicize, underline, change your font. You can highlight or change the font color from here. So let's go ahead here, and we want to change the color of the font. Starting with, we'll just change this to, let's just do dark blue. Okay, tests, we want to bold and underline. And one thing I want to actually note is most people don't actually use this format painter, but I use it all the time. What you can actually do is if you highlight a section, a single word, if you highlight it and you hit format painter, it'll push down the button. Then you can highlight another set of words, paragraph, sentence, it doesn't matter. And what it's going to do, it's going to take the format of the word you had highlighted and actually copies however that format over to the new word. So you'll notice I highlighted test, I hit format painter, I highlighted below, and when I let go, it automatically underlined, bolded the word below. So let's change the font on a few things. So let's go bullet test 1, and we want to change the font. All you have to do is click the drop down, and here's a sample of all the fonts that are built into Word. And we'll just do this one, and that font is very similar to what it already was. So let's make one different. Let's do Arial Black. and you'll notice that now this is a different font, and up there it tells you what the font was or is. Highlight the next one, you'll notice that it's different. So now all of this stuff was the original font that it started out with, and these are now different. So let's actually go over how to increase the font size. Now there's a couple different ways that you can increase and decrease a font size. Typically, most people will go to the actual font size here and change, and let's say you want to make it 18. Now, I haven't clicked on anything, I've just got my mouse on top of 18, and you'll notice bullet test 2 is actually larger than it was to begin with. It hasn't saved that yet because I haven't clicked it. But let's just say 20. And you'll notice that bullet test 2 is now actually a font size of 20. Now, the other way you can actually increase or decrease a font size is right beside the font size there's an A with an up arrow and an A with a down arrow. If you click the A with an up arrow, it's going to increase the font. There's actually a shortcut to this. You can hold down Control and then the greater than, and it'll actually increase. Same thing with the down arrow, it'll decrease. So let's just bump the size up. You'll notice that every time I do, it bumps up the size of the font by 2 each time. And if you go down, you'll see that it decreases the size. The other thing I wanted to go over is a copy and paste in Word. So for that, we're just going to go down a few lines, and this is a test of copy, and you'll notice that the font and size that I was on here carried down to the next line. So whatever line you're actually on, when you start pressing enter, it'll actually keep the same font size as you move down. Now, if I want to decrease this or change the font, all I have to do is highlight it, and then from here I have the decrease option as well. I can change the font to, let's just do this one, and you'll notice it actually changed the font. So if you highlight, and then you can do cut, which will actually copy and remove it. Copy leaves it there and actually copies it to memory, and here's the paste. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to do a copy, and then we'll just go down a couple lines, and we're going to hit paste. And you'll notice that all it did was it a copy of what you had and pasted it down here. So the next one I want to actually show you is the cut. So you'll notice that it's highlighted. If I hit cut, it completely deletes what was there, and when I hit paste, it puts it back. Now there are a couple shortcuts to the cut, copy, and paste. If you put your mouse on top of any of the buttons at the top, it'll tell you the shortcut. A cut is actually a Control X, so you don't have to move your mouse all the way up top and click cut. You can just hit Control X. Copy, you can move your mouse up and hit copy here, or you can do Control C. And a Control V is a paste. Those are all the tips we're going to go over today on basic options built into Word 2016. I hope you've learned something from this, and thank you, and have a great day.